You are listening to episode 12 of the Peaceful Mind podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you were created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Thienel. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Hello to all of you, my faith-filled friends. I am so excited about today's topic of the episode. I use this coaching tool all the time. I call it having faith in your future self, and it's super powerful. It's about taking a look at where we would love ourselves to be in the future and tap into that wisdom to help us think, feel, and act right now. I use it frequently to self-coach myself when I'm trying to figure out what I need to do right now in my life, what the next best action to take as a busy mom, trying to balancing it all, but wanting to show up now as my best self. It's kind of a mind trick, this future self concept. But as I aim to teach and reteach again and again to you, my beautiful listeners, is that the peaceful mind and life we are after is first created by our thinking. So putting our mind to use in this way of going to the future to see what we need to be doing today reaps positive benefits to you and your family's life right now. But before we dive in further, I want to begin by touching on the belief that only God knows our future. And though today I'll be asking you to picture what you'd like to create for your future, it will bring your mind and heart peace to include Christ in the journey. And we get to do this by simply asking Him to guide our thoughts to align with His will. We often forget this step because we are human and juggling a lot of things in our motherhoods, and we can get in the groove and go along with life thinking we know what's best for ourselves and what we want to achieve. But wouldn't we really rather have what God knows is best for us and include Him first in our plans? I believe yes. And how that simply looks for myself is a quick prayer. Something like, Lord, I believe this is what I want for my life, but only You truly know my future. So if there is something different that You want for me, then I ask for Your will to be done. And we are told in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So let's begin there with inviting God in our plans. And with that very important step in place, we can now look at the next steps of focusing on our future to help us live our best life today. This can be explained by going through a powerful exercise. First, take some time to get clear on what it is you want for your life down the road. Do you seek to have a different job? Is there a purchase you want to make? Do you envision traveling to a certain destination? Whatever your heart's desire, focus on maybe 5 top outcomes you want in your life that you don't have right now. I am always shocked at how many people have not even stopped to consider this question for themselves. The question of, what do I really want to create in my future? You may need to give your brain some time and prodding to come up with answers, but eventually come up with your outcomes, and I highly recommend to pinpoint them and put them down on paper. A sample list may include to have a deeper spiritual connection to the Lord and maintain it daily, to lose 20 pounds without feeling deprived and maintain it with ease. Be an amazing mother by setting a great example to my kids and to be emotionally available to them. Or maybe it's something business related, like to have a full client list in my online business. Most of us don't spend anywhere near a proper proportion of time on things that are really important to us. So this part of the exercise is super important in order to drill down to what it is you actually matters most to you. What would light you up to achieve? We are so often busy surviving our busy lives that we don't stop to consider our dreams. But when we follow our hearts, our lives become more truthful and effortless. Our purpose becomes illuminated, and the path we are meant to follow just gets more clear. When you write down what your future looks like, as in the list we just made above, it's a code for the directions to your destiny. This is perhaps the opposite of what is happening in your life now, which may be exhaustion and just unmotivated. Deciding what your future looks like and deciding to go after it will be energizing. So the next step after spending some time dreaming and visualizing your future is to focus on what it would be like for you to be in the future, having already achieved everything that was on your list. Take one future outcome and think about having it. It's done. Envision yourself like you've achieved it. It's happening. You are there. What does it feel like? What are you thinking about yourself? What are you doing now that you have it? This is crucial and takes your imagination. It doesn't allow your mind to say, I don't know. I've never achieved it before. We want to take our very best guess. Start guessing what it would all look like. What would you be thinking? How would you be feeling? What would you say to others? How would you show up as a mom? So if we take an example I laid out earlier, let's say the one where you wanted to have a deeper spiritual connection with God and maintain it daily. Look into your future where that is happening, where you are now showing up daily to connect with Christ. You now feel a deep spiritual connection with God, and you just go there in your mind and see it. Feel what it's like for it to be taking place. With holding that picture and imagining what it feels like, answer these questions. When I have it, what am I thinking? When I've achieved it, what am I feeling? When I've reached this place where I have my dream, how am I now showing up? You may be thinking, I love how I make this a priority in my life. I am proud of myself for making this effort. Connecting to God every day is a lot easier than I used to believe. Or I should have tried this sooner, but I'm glad I'm here now. Those are all the thoughts that you would be having once you achieved it. So how about how you feel? You would feel proud of yourself for all your efforts. You'd feel connected to your faith even more deeply. You would feel more peaceful than ever as you've made strides to have quiet reflection time be more part of your day. And as you picture yourself, like what are you doing and not doing? How are you showing up? You'd see that you are prioritizing what matters most. You are carving out the time, and then you're showing up, and then you're sticking to it. You're getting creative on where to add prayer time within your busy day. You're reading books. Perhaps you're joining a Bible study. So this is you in the future having achieved it and then exploring what you're thinking, feeling, and doing once you have this outcome. So now we're brought to the magic of this exercise, the part that really serves your life right now. Your future life, the one who has achieved the outcome that you want, the one that you've tapped into, figured out what she's thinking, feeling, and doing, is available to you right now to provide you wisdom of what to think, feel, and do today. Today, like right now in your life, in the middle of what can be an overwhelming, exhausting, anxious time in your motherhood, going to your future self will help you know what to do now and what to do next. Because in order to create what it is you want in your future, all you have to do is think that way now and generate those feelings now, which will drive you to take actions, the ones that your future self is doing then, only you get to start it now. And if you and your future self were sitting down together having coffee, Like, what would she say to you? This is how you figure out what to think and feel and do right now to create the future you want, is to go ahead and jump to that future, picture it, and explore what you would be thinking and feeling once you achieved your dreams. And then as if you were at a coffee shop sitting across from your future self, the one that has what you want now, and just kind of tap into her wisdom and say, what would you say to me? And it would probably be things like, you are so worth it. Yes, it'll get uncomfortable at times, but it's so much fun to have it now. Don't give up. Just go slow and you will get here. Or your future self will tell you to just keep showing up for yourself. Don't quit. All your efforts will pay off. She might even say that it wasn't as hard to achieve that she thought, especially if you just take it one step at a time. And most importantly, I know that she'll tell you that you will learn so much about yourself in just the journey of getting there. Moms out there listening, I know that we are all in a different place in our motherhood. Some of you are seeking peace about life with newborns, and some of you are figuring out your role of mothering when all your babies are grown up and out and onto their own lives. Whichever stage you are currently in, your future self has a lot of wisdom to share with you on how to live your life right now. And we mistakenly think that we will find all the answers we are looking for outside of us. Something more to learn, another degree to get, or we must find out what that person did to get their success. But in today's demonstration, I wanted to offer you another option. An option to go within, to access your inner wisdom, and in particular, that very accessible future version of yourself, to see what you can set in motion, what's possible for your life today. Because the past is over and you can't go backwards. But what you do have is a long, bright future ahead to consider. And I invite you to step into that future for a few moments so you can start creating it today. Having faith in your future self is one way to do just that. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to rate and review the podcast, which is so helpful to have other moms join us on the path to a peaceful mind. And speaking of other moms, for even more connection to these tools and concepts with like-minded Catholic moms, I'd like to invite you to join my Facebook group called Crazy Awesome Catholic Moms, where we celebrate our blessings and get help with our struggles in the midst of our Catholic mom life. Until next week, take care. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Are you ready to take everything I teach you here and put it to work for your own life? To really learn how to have peace of mind no matter what is happening around you? If so, I'd love to have you as a client. As your coach, this is where you'll get personal and focused time on your own mind using life coaching tools, concepts, and proven life-transforming wisdom, all through a faith-filled lens. To learn more about how we can work together, come on over to DanielleThienel.com. There, you'll see how to sign up for a free coaching consult and learn how to get started. Until next time, peace be with you always.